Hello, Dusty Metcalf here with Video Portfolio Vet 222, summer of 2017. I'm going to be showing you guys today task 4, how to perform a microscopic exam of a blood film or a differential. So I already made my slide, and I'm going to put it with the frosted slide to the left side of the microscope. You're stopping for the stat? No? Are you sure? And
Stop. I think I heard something.
all right, and I'm going to go ahead and scan it on low power first and just see if I can see anything abnormal. Alright, I'm not seeing any abnormalities, so I'm going to go ahead and go up to the high dry lens. And I'm going to perform my white blood cell estimate. So to do that, I'm going to count how many white blood cells I see in 10 fields, and then I will average them. Two here, one here. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four, five. Five. One, two, three. All right, so then I'm going to add all of these up. And take the average, and then I'll multiply them by 2,000. So 27 divided by 10 is 2.7. 1,000 is 5,400 times 10 to the third microliters white blood cells is my estimate. And now I am going to go up to oil and start the differential. So I'm going to put a drop of immersion oil on the slide, move it around a little bit so I can spread it around. And then I'm going to go ahead and start my differential. So I like to scan from left to right. A little more oil on there. Oh, this guy's got a lot of platelets that I can see. I'm going to make my way to the monolayer, which is where we can see the cells individually. And that's where we'll start counting. Okay. So I have my cell counter here. It is set to 0. Monocytes, lymphocytes. Neutrophils are my last one. Those are going to be our most common. And I'm just going to start counting. So 2 neutrophils. Another neutrophil. Neutrophil. Neutrophil and a lymphocyte. And a monocyte. Neutrophil. Monocyte. Neutrophil. Lymphocyte. Neutrophil. 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 Neutrophil, 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 lymphocyte, lymphocyte, neutrophil, lymphocyte, neutrophil, 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 lymphocyte, monocyte, lymphocyte, 2 more lymphocytes, another lymphocyte, and a segment of neutrophil, another neutrophil, 2 more neutrophils, another neutrophil, another one. Can't really make out that well. Monocyte, neutrophil, neutrophil, lymphocyte, neutrophils, another neutrophil, another neutrophil, lymphocyte, neutrophil, 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 lymphocyte, 3 neutrophils, another neutrophil, another neutrophil, and lymphocyte, and neutrophil, neutrophil, monocyte, 2 neutrophils,
neutrophil, neutrophil, neutrophil. Neutrophil, 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 neutrophil. Monocyte. Neutrophil, 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 neutrophil.
All right, so once we hear that ting, we know we've reached 100 cells counted, and we're going to go ahead and record how many of each we got. So neutrophils, 77%. Bands, we did not have any. Lymphocytes, 15%. Monocytes, 8%. We did not have any EOs or BASOs. Times 5400 times 5400. Okay, so then we will get our absolute values. Now that we have counted our blood cells, we are going to do a platelet estimate. It should be pretty quick because she has a lot of platelets. patient has more than adequate platelets. Alright, and now we are going to add up all of those and take the average. And then we'll take the average and multiply it by 20,000. And we'll get 392,000 micrograms per liter. As you can see, that is normal in a dog. I did not see any abnormalities. This patient had plenty of platelets, had plenty of white blood cells. I did not see anything that looked like diseased or toxic changes. We found that we had 77% neutrophils, 15% lymphocytes, and 8% monocytes. I counted 392,000 platelets. We calculated the absolute values by taking the percentage of the different cells and multiplying it by our average number of white blood cells counted from the beginning for each of the neutrophils, lymphocytes, and monocytes. And then the last thing I want to show you is what I was looking at in the book. So lymphocytes are also called segmented neutrophils. You can see them here, other different segments, you can see them here, so they can look a little bit different. I totally just messed that up. Neutrophils, you can see their different segments. Here's another neutrophil. Lymphocytes are where the nucleus takes up pretty much the whole cell. And then monocytes, this is another lymphocyte. Monocytes are going to be our really, really big cells. So here's a monocyte. Can't really see its cell wall that well. Here's another monocyte. We can see it a little bit better. We can see that it has pretty big vacuoles in there. That's another identifying characteristic. Eosinophils, which we did not see today, those you're going to see less often. Kind of have this basophilic stippling in there. And they're a pinker color. They stain more pink. And then our basophils over here are another one that we're not going to pretty much hardly ever see probably. These are, they stain a light purple in their cytoplasm, and they have purple cytoplasmic granules. So you can see here they show the difference between a neutrophil and a basophil, so you can see the difference there. Again, we don't see those very often. Band neutrophils are another thing I should probably point out here. That's that U shape, like a horseshoe. I did not see any of those on this blood smear either, so we didn't need to count those. And then here's another image of a band neutrophil. So some reasons why we would have an increased white cell count. If sometimes some cancers can make our white blood cell counts really high. A lot of times it's a sign of infection. Why would we have low white blood cells? Can be from in parvo. Sometimes we won't see very many white blood cells because they're all being used. Same thing with septicemia, like a toxic abdomen. All the white blood cells will be wherever the patient is septic and not very many circulating in the blood. That's all I can think of. Platelets, we may see hardly any if the patient has a platelet production problem, like some type of bleeding disorder or bone marrow issue. We may see a lot of really large platelets if the bone marrow is having to kick out platelets really fast, which I did not see here.